Is not over. It will continue for at least 3 more days. We'll examine the difference between tornadoes and straight line wind damage.
The key difference lies in whether the winds are blowing in or out.
A look at the sweet start of maple syrup season.
Who doesn't grab a quart of syrup and smile?
And from threatening to thriving, the American Gators' great comeback.
From our nation's capital, this is the National Weather Desk.
Good morning and welcome to the National Weather Desk. I'm Angela Brown. People across Oklahoma and Michigan are still cleaning up today, days after at least 10 tornadoes struck both states.
Stay safe.
Lock it.
I'm
right.
yeah.
There is a tornado. There goes a house.
That's what it looked like and sounded like as 2 of the 3 twisters touched down in Michigan Friday afternoon. The strongest was an EF3 with maximum winds of 160 miles per hour. At least 6 people died here, including a 12-year-old boy. It was the deadliest day of tornadoes in the state since 1980. In Oklahoma, storm chaser Britta Dare captured this tornado in Bristol, one of at least 7 to strike the state. The most destructive was in Beggs, where at least 2 people died there. This morning, we are going to take a closer look at the impact of that tornado, as well as one in Tulsa, Oklahoma, along with the communities of Three Rivers and also Union City, Michigan. That is a small community 2 hours west of Detroit. And as you can see, the tornado left a path of destruction right through that town. Just look at that. Colin Ruse has details.
All over Three Rivers, we're continuing to see scenes like this about 48 hours after the tornado hit. Look at this right here. A tree was uprooted. We've got branches in piles all over the city, and off in the distance, you can see some folks up on the roof of that building as they continue to try to make those repairs. Now, I talked with a neighbor who's lived in Three Rivers for about 36 years now. He says as tragic as this is, he's hopeful that this will bring his neighborhood together. The sites of cleanup all around Three Rivers once again Sunday.
Broke my back windows out of the house, went through my whole upstairs and blew the front windows right out.
Among the people beginning this journey is Ed Shumway. He tells me he was at home when the storm rolled through.
Took the top of my chimney off, is now laying on top of my house.
Shumway says he got power back early Sunday morning, but the recovery is still far from over.
Oh yeah, it's probably going to take quite a while to get things back.
As the cleanup rolls on, Shumway and his neighbors are trying to stay positive.
I used to think before this our neighbors was drifting apart a lot, but after this, it's close-knit. We've been helping each other, and it's been really nice out here. Everybody's doing a good job.
Benjamin Richmond lives in Vicksburg and works for the disaster relief organization Samaritan's Purse. He also chases storms and live-streamed Friday's tornado until he saw the destruction it left in its wake. He immediately stopped the stream and was one of the first on scene.
People that are just crying for help, looking for people to come and get them out of their homes and guide them towards emergency personnel.
Samaritan's Purse leaders happened to be watching that stream and saw he was wearing their shirt. That connection meant they were able to organize aid more quickly than usual. And today, dozens of helpers wearing those orange shirts were cutting down trees, picking up loose siding, and collecting the debris still left all over yards. All of it done completely for free and on request.
Anything that people are struggling with, we want to be that light to them.
Throughout Sunday, volunteers made their way from house to house on Tuttle Road, which is still blocked off due to the hazards scattered across the directly hit areas. Green emphasized how quickly the damage happened in what was supposed to be a marginal severe weather day, and says he's happy to drop everything for his neighbors in need.
It's not about business right now. It's about the community.
And now to damage in Oklahoma, where the strongest of 10 tornadoes had winds up to 145 miles per hour. Those winds destroyed 4 homes in Beggs, killing a married couple inside one of them. There's extensive damage to other buildings and vehicles as well. Rob Hagan continues our coverage 30 miles south of Tulsa.
We're here at ground zero at the path of destruction from this tornado, and just to show you the damage, tossed this semi truck right on its side. Right next to it, there's a flatbed truck flipped upside down. And then just to show you the sheer force of these winds, it launched a part of a fence through this wall, went through this garage, destroying this classic truck right next to it, A horse trailer also destroyed, and the man that owns the property said a horse unfortunately broke its leg from the storm and had to be put down.
It's like a locomotive. Sounds like a locomotive.
Brandon Stewart jumped in his storm shelter after he heard the tornado hit the school. While in his shelter, he heard the destruction. It's the longest 15 minutes of his life.
Mother Nature's going to throw you a curveball. You know, he's got to be prepared.
I'll be 80 my next birthday, and life's too short. I was raised down around Oklahoma City, and I mean, we had tornadoes. I've never affected by one, so I think I'm pretty lucky.
We've seen trees into homes. We've seen roofs taken off of businesses. But what we've also seen is volunteers showing up all day long to help these community members recover after this storm. In North Tulsa, the damage is still visible. Trees crashed into homes, roofing material is scattered through neighborhoods, and some businesses lost large sections of their roofs. Neighbors say seeing the damage left many people shaken, but also thankful.
It's amazing. No one died or got hurt. I think they were a little bit emotional when they were all here together, but I think they're all happy that they were safe.
Volunteers from across Tulsa started showing up. Church groups, nonprofits, and neighbors all pitching in. Angela Steele with Delta Sigma Theta sorority says she put out a call for help and was surprised by how many people were already here.
It was people everywhere already, and it was just such a beautiful sight to be able to see so many of the community out helping their neighbors, whether we live in the area or not.
And unfortunately, there's a threat of more severe weather well into the week. Today, the focus is in the south across Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama. By tomorrow, the risk area grows significantly, stretching from southwest Texas to Michigan. That includes a level 3 out of 5 threat from Chicago into northern Missouri, with a strong risk of tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds. Then on Wednesday, the area to watch stretches from East Texas to central Pennsylvania, including Nashville, Cincinnati, and also Pittsburgh. The start of severe weather season means more tornadoes are certain to strike in the next few months. Meteorologist Hannah Sheehy shows us what areas are most impacted and why.
You can see on your screen that during the month of March, the greatest potential for any tornadoes is in the lower Mississippi Valley area. And we still have the potential for tornadoes in the Midwest. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but we can actually take a look at the month-by-month average tornado for each state. This is for January. You can see there's still tornado potential in the deep south, and there's a little bit more in February, and then severe weather season starts in March. You can see those deeper red colors signify more tornadoes, especially for Texas and parts of Alabama as well. A big reason for the severe thunderstorm season to ramp up in March is because the jet stream is still pretty much intact from winter. So it's strongest in the winter. It starts to weaken in the summertime. It's dividing the cool air north from the warm air to our south. And the jet stream actually provides a lot of lift in the atmosphere needed for severe thunderstorms, eventually leading to tornadoes. So we've got the strong jet stream intact for March, the increasing warmth with the sun angle, and we've also have Gulf moisture returning as well. That's all prime ingredients for thunderstorm activity.
Well, it's been an unusual winter, and now it looks like this winter was one of the warmest on record in the U.S. Two preliminary data sets show that the lower 48 saw the second warmest winter on record. While frigid temperatures and heavy snow hit the Midwestern and eastern states, it was not enough to offset the overall record heat. For example, Denver had more 60-degree days during the winter months than Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Many areas now face a potentially dire summer of drought and also wildfire risks. A surprising sight off the coast of Martha's Vineyard last month. The New England Aquarium says it spotted 3 endangered blue whales during an aerial survey 2 days in a row and more than 170 miles apart. It's the first time the aquarium has documented a blue whale in southern New England. And coming up on the National Weather Desk, we'll head to Colorado and find out how an exceptionally warm winter is impacting local bee populations. And we're going to help you better understand the difference between tornadoes and straight line winds.
I'm meteorologist Ryan Munn. Let's get a look at the Northeast. We head through the day on Monday. It is going to be beautiful all across the Northeast. We are talking temperatures well above where they should be for this time of the year. 60s to near 70 in many spots. As we head into Tuesday, we'll see some more clouds off towards the west, and some of those will filter into parts of the Northeast. But overall, still a very mild and nice Tuesday ahead before some showers move in on Wednesday. High temperatures for the daytime today, topping out in the 60s for many.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Gerard Jabali. Here's a look at the Mid-Atlantic region. Staying mostly dry for the next couple of days. We'll see those temperatures still very warm. A little more sunshine finally to come our way. Weak front passing through. Doesn't look like it's going to do much until we get closer to Wednesday and Thursday, where we'll start to see some changes. But in the meantime, we can at least enjoy a break from winter temperatures. Temperatures could soar to near records as we get closer to Wednesday. Highs in the low 70s, even 60s in the mountains, near 70 again on Tuesday.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with a look at your southeast forecast. A warm afternoon for the southeast with temperatures running into the 70s and the mid-80s across central and south Florida. That's where the best chance for a few pop-up showers will remain heading into Monday afternoon across portions of central and west Florida. The chance for storms arrives through central Alabama and Georgia, and then eventually into the Carolinas through the day Tuesday. Drier weather arrives for most of the state of Florida heading into Wednesday.
The National Weather Desk celebrates 250 years of amazing America.
This morning, we've been talking about severe weather and tornadoes, but not all wind, heavy storms are tornadoes. Some are low straight line winds, and they can cause catastrophic damage. So how are the two different? Meteorologist Teresa Carter explains.
When severe storms strike, they can bring powerful winds that cause significant damage. However, not all destructive winds come from tornadoes. They can also come from straight line winds. So what is the difference? The key difference between straight line winds and a tornado lies in whether the winds are blowing in or out. Tornado winds are always feeding into their tight circle of rotation. As a result, damage is usually scattered and laid a variety of angles due to the rotation of the vortex. Straight line winds blow out from the storm, often laying debris out in a straight line parallel to the direction of the wind. And straight line winds can do just as much damage as a tornado. The direction of the damage is key to determining whether it was a tornado or straight line winds, which is why damage surveys done by the National Weather Service are crucial.
Well, in Maine this time of year isn't about tornadoes, but something much sweeter, maple syrup, and the season is off to a good start, all thanks to the weather. Meteorologist Ryan Munn has more.
Maple syrup season has arrived in Maine. Once the taps are set and the sap starts to flow, it's time to boil.
It's just a matter of removing water from sap. The sap that naturally comes out of the tree, we're trying to condense it, and in that process of cooking it, it gives it the flavor and it caramelizes it and gives it that taste that's so distinctive.
It's critical to have the warmer days and cooler nights. The freeze-thaw cycles are what allows the sap to flow through the many taps at Green Maple Farm.
All said and done will be between 1,500 and 1,600 taps, which should yield us anywhere from 500 to 800 gallons of syrup, depending on the year.
The grade of the syrup tends to darken as the season goes on. With the colder temperatures this winter, they just started boiling this week.
The 20 years prior to this, we've been starting in February. Last year we boiled February 4th, and we could have boiled in January had we tapped early. So this was a more normal winter, which pushes us back into a normal cycle, but it also means we may have a little bit shorter season.
Allen says he started stringing lines in late October, working full-time to prepare for the season, but it's all worth it in the end.
Who doesn't grab a quarter syrup and smile? I mean, it's you know, you make some cotton candy, or we make anything like that, and you know, hand it to a kid, they're going to smile, and you know, that's good for the world nowadays.
In Colorado, bee colonies are dying out because of the warmer days. This winter, experts in Colorado Springs are concerned even more bees will be lost in the months ahead. Bill Folsom reports.
Bees foraging among blossoms. Unusual because this is video captured in Colorado Springs when it's still winter and spring is still weeks away.
The bees at this time of year should be in a tight cluster, keeping themselves warm, riding out the winter.
And we want them to go into winter with about the equivalent of about 120 pounds of honey stores, which would be 2 of these big boxes on this hive.
Normally most domesticated honeybees will break cluster and they start flying about 45 degrees.
Leonard and Dolly Rickerman have been raising bees for decades. It's expanded into teaching others how to do it along with a small beekeeping business. This is video of all their beehives. They point out there's too many bees outside. It's the result of Colorado's extra warm winter.
Because they're out flying so much, they're consuming all the resources that are normally in the hive for them. And the big fear is this month and next month, there's a high probability of hives starving out.
All the movement burns energy. Finding more to eat, like on that one blossoming tree, is rare. Instead, most vegetation is still dormant. So they end up eating their stored honey.
It's disconcerting about this winter is people are coming in with their dead hives a lot earlier.
This day, the Rickermans have done what's called a hive autopsy. It's for another beekeeper. Starvation is the likely reason.
They just didn't have enough resources to survive the winter.
Extra warm days are also confusing queen bees. Some are laying eggs months early. If cold days hit or more bees continue to die from lack of food, odds are higher those young bees will be lost.
There's not enough nurse bees there to take care of them. They are going to die, yeah. And they have to be kept warm and fed and things like that. So it's a huge thing.
Other animal species have faced the threat of extinction over time, including the bald eagle, the buffalo, and the American alligator. They have all recovered thanks to conservation preservation. Trey Sanchez shows us how the once endangered alligator is now flourishing along the U.S. southern coast.
In the marshes and bayous of southeast Texas, they're almost impossible to miss now. But in our nation's past, and here in Texas, the American alligator was once on the brink of disappearing.
Back in the early 1900s, the American alligator was hunted for its meat and skins, almost to extinction. As a matter of fact, Texas Parks and Wildlife put the American alligator on the endangered species list in 1968.
The story of America is one of expansion, pushing west, building cities, and growing industry. But that growth sometimes came at a cost, nearly wiping out iconic species like the American alligator. By the mid-20th century, unregulated hunting and habitat loss devastated populations across the South. The American alligator's hides were in high demand. Wetlands were drained and numbers plummeted. By 1987, the American alligator was no longer considered an endangered species.
Today, the numbers have come back really good. The Parks and Wildlife has done an amazing job. In Texas today, we have over 500,000 alligators along our Gulf Coast areas.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, as well as the Federal Endangered Species Act of 1973, played pivotal roles in the American alligator's preservation and population recovery. Gary Sarge, the owner of Gator Country in Fournette, says an American alligator can produce up to 35 eggs at a time. Multiply that by approximately 250,000 female alligators along America's Gulf Coast, and you've got a lot of gators.
Our alligator population in Texas has exploded. I don't ever want to say there's too many alligators, but the truth is alligators are in just about every pond and pool and river that we have in southeast Texas.
Today, southeast Texas is home of some of the largest living alligators in America, right here at Gator Country. But Sarge says populations are beginning to find homes as far away as Arkansas and Oklahoma.
If you didn't have the American alligator there, everything else would be out of whack. You'd have too many nutria rats. You'd have too many species of birds. So everything just works great in nature like that. The American alligator is vital to the United States of America.
A reminder that preservation isn't just about saving one species, it's about protecting an environment.
And time now for a short break, but first we take to the skies over Annapolis, Maryland.
Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Andrew Buck-Michael. We got a few light showers. I want to say snow, but also maybe a few rain showers mixing in with it to the north there. But most of the Midwest is pretty dry today with a lot of sunshine. We do have some scattered rain showers across the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes for the day tomorrow. And as we continue on into your Wednesday, chance for some strong thunderstorms across the Ohio Valley as well.
Good Monday morning. I'm meteorologist Joe DiCarlo. Look to forecast across the region. A spring-like week continues. We have a severe weather threat again today. Northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas is where there's a slight risk, level 2 out of 5 of severe weather. That's where the strongest thunderstorms will be. Otherwise, 70s and 80s for afternoon highs. And then Tuesday, a greater severe weather threat. It's a slight risk through Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, and through much of Texas as well, especially in the afternoon and the evening.
Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Stella Sun. Disturbance will be bringing a few snow showers in the early morning hours for communities over in the Pacific Northwest, as well as rain by the afternoon. Winds will continue to pick up for communities along the Rocky Mountain West, with warmer temperatures expected through large portions of Southern California. Daytime highs in the upper 60s from LA through San Diego, in the 80s for Phoenix, and temperatures in Salt Lake City at 68 degrees later.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
We start in Ohio, where a home security system watches as a storm dropped lots of hail in the Columbus area during the weekend. This photo shows how deep snow is across Michigan's Upper Peninsula lately, enough that this deer reached the roof of this house. And in Montana, a rainbow appears to make a slam dunk in this basketball net as a bird watches the fun.
Now to Birmingham meteorologist Riley Blackwell, who is tracking the return of hummingbirds in Alabama.
Well, it's certainly feeling like spring, and the springtime critters are also taking notice. And you're also going to see over the next few weeks, the hummingbirds are going to start moving in. For extreme South Alabama, from now till about March 15th, a little bit further to the north, from March 15th to the end of the month, you'll start seeing those hummingbirds start to move into more central and north central Alabama. And for the extreme northern portions of the state, about April 1st to April 15th. And remember to make their food, so to speak, very simple. All you need is water and table sugar to make those hummingbirds happy.
And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Angela Brown. Make it a great day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.